Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And Adlana, my sweet, loving, darling wife, thank you for the 30 months. uh, 30 months. Man, are you okay? I mean, is there any doubt that I'm not okay? Yeah. So we're back in Wrath of the Righteous today. We were supposed to be here yesterday, but the night before, I did not get any sleep. So I ended up taking yesterday off to just try to get some rest. But here we are. I believe we're about to start Act 5. All right.
The commander found himself in a Lashanira, the very heart of enemy territory. Much to his credit, he managed not only to pique the interest of the Lady in Shadow, but to defeat Baphomet himself. But after these adventures, does he still remember Galarian and wonder about its fate?
Why do I get the feeling that all of our work is just going to be down the toilet? In the commander's absence, Queen Galfrey assumed control over the crusade. She independently made a number of decisions regarding the development of the main aspects of the crusade. In other words, she screwed up all my hard work. Grey boy? You're extremely quiet today. I'm just busy, and not busy at the same time. I feel like I have to do something, but I don't really know what. Feels like I've forgotten something. It's an odd sensation.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. What an interesting discovery. He who was considered the chosen of the gods, who was destined to liberate the world wound, turned out to be a creation of the world wound's architect. I did have my doubts about the nature of your power, but the reality exceeded every expectation. source of my power is irrelevant. I am who I am. The Relu cannot control me. A fox? I bet he hears a lot of awful puns each day. I mean, it is what the fox says. And it's a she. I suppose you're right. If Arilu Vorlesh or Nauticula had direct access to your consciousness or any other ways to blackmail you, they would have acted by now. On one hand, I'm astonished that they decided to grant such colossal power to an entity outside their control. And on the other hand, that is peak demon behavior. One way or another, consider yourself warned that I will have to report our discovery to my superiors in the Hell Knight hierarchy. And now I'm ready to answer your questions. Well, I have nothing for you. Whoops. Fat finger. We've talked to Nauticula. What can you say about her now? She was laughing so loudly. But I think it was just so she didn't cry. She has so many servants, but not a single friend. So many lovers, but no one to love. So much power, and she uses it all to hurt herself. I hope she can change her life. It will be so sad as she has to live like that forever. Is Act 5 the last act? Pretty much. I read there's like a short, like, 6th act, but I think it's just like the ending. So pretty much, yeah. Notice the shadow behind you. Yes, I saw them too. They come and go, but I don't do anything bad. I don't think they are scary. How do you feel after the skirmish with Sava Malak? You mean my health? I'm as good as new. You mean my head? It's empty now. Almost back to normal. I've forbidden myself from thinking about Sava Malak and the mongrels. If I do, I'll go crazy. Life is an amazing thing. You try so hard to avoid what you're afraid of, and it gives you exactly that. I've always been afraid of being helpless, and now I'm here in my tribes somewhere else, and it's unclear who I'll find when I return to them. I was afraid of being useless to a comrade in a moment of peril, and of course, that's exactly what happened. Well, every cloud has a silver lining. I've been looking for my calling in this life, in the crusade, and I found it. It's my duty to protect my tribe and show Sava Malak that he has no power over us, no matter what it costs me. Maybe what I do will have no impact on the wider struggle. And it's not like anyone cares about mongrels, but my fate is bound to my tribe. I'm sure Sol will make a cave drawing about it, and I'll be remembered as a very heroic stickman. Aww. We'll Jeff. Oh. Six is like the apple. That's what I've read. Like, this is my first playthrough, so I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Where's Camilla? There she is. Do you have anything new? Okay. Yeah. Hero has nothing new to say. Dresden. Okay. Sozu. Where's Trevor? There he is. Soziel is holding a brush and laboring over a painting. He's clearly dissatisfied with the results so far. He tuts and tears the paper into pieces. You notice a wounded knight with a gaunt face wearing dirty, crumpled armor. Holding a broken sword in one hand, he leans on a punctured shield with his other. How is Trevor now? I don't know if he's ever going to be the same. It seems unlikely. Sometimes he screams in his sleep. Sometimes he sits for a long time, staring straight ahead at nothing. I pray to the goddess, asking her to ease his suffering. But still, it's him, my brother, alive, albeit wounded in body and soul. So where is Trevor, though? Why is he not with everyone else?
Here we go.
What is going on here?
I can handle it.
What the hell? Oh, hi. Delay. Of course. Go to sleep.
Simply business.
Beautiful.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
The light take you!
Good chunking. Yes.
Missed me already.
Gotta get rid of these negative levels. On yourself. Two on Gremlin. One more. Oh.
Rules are made to be broken.
Now we need
We'll make things
off.
right.
Efna. Ane. Efna. Ane. Efna. Ane. Efna. Ane. Efna. Ane. Efna. Ala. Swa. Help. 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 Esmo. Axe. Yes.
Hey.
Pa. Riti.
I think that's everything from her.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
24-hour bless. A deadly mage. Start playing a 9-tailed sorcerer. How you liking it? What mythic path are you going to take with it? We'll do that as needed. Okay. Sela, put her buffs up.
What's going on here?
Well, thought we had enduring spells on him, but I guess not. Okay. Trickster or something evil. Trickster's been a lot of fun. A lot of the spells you get as a trickster haven't been all that useful,
Is that a trap?
but the dialogue has been entertaining to say the least.
Let's Let's have some fun.
What the hell has Galfrey been doing? What the hell?
You won't survive me.
Why are there so many demons in Dresden?
I got this.
Go to sleep. Send you after this one. Ah, we forgot a buff. Here we go. I always forget the true scene.
Did you see that?
Machine gun land. Okay.
Can't make the demons wait.
Nivea? Hold it. State your names, or my archers will shoot you where you stand. Nivea, it's you. Commander. I bloody knew it. I told him all you'd come. I've got some winnings to collect. I thought it was you the second I saw you. Why are you here? On scout patrol, slaying any demons that reach this far. Kind of routine these days. But this ain't the place for that conversation. We gotta move, and fast. So you want to bet? Do I get a share of the winnings? I'll donate your share to the treasury if we survive. The stuff that's going on here right now, Commander, it's a long story. So what happened here while I was gone? Everything went to shit, to put it mildly. Let's go back to our base, and I'll fill you in when we get there. Base. All of Dresden is our base. Not anymore. These days, we make do with what we got. And what we got is sod all. Alright, let's go. There you have it, Commander. Our temporary camp. It's embarrassing to have to show you how things have turned out. But now, we're going to do something about it. You've got nothing to be embarrassed about. You survived, and you're still fighting. Thanks, pal. You always know how to cheer a girl up. What happened to Dresden while I was gone? Things were quiet at first. You know, as quiet as they were when you were here. I mean, the Queen took hold of the reins, but she wasn't going to go against your wishes. So she kind of left everything as it was. Just told everybody to hold on, that you'd be back soon. Things carried on like that for 6 months. You like the gold circling you? It's a ring that I believe either my character or Greyboar is wearing, I believe. I was gone for 6 months. Yeah? Why are you acting so surprised? I'm no expert in demon stuff, but it hasn't been that long for you. But if it hasn't been that long for you, there's definitely something fishy going on. A magical trap or something like that. Right. So 6 months passed. What happened next? So listen, 6 months. That ain't nothing, you know. After a while, we realized that that maybe you wouldn't be coming back. The Queen was real cut up about it. She was always praying to Iomade, asking for her counsel. One time, I overheard her blaming herself for sending you to the Abyss. But you know our Galfrey. She's laid plenty of friends to rest in her life. If she called off the crusade after every death, we'd have lost to the demons a long time ago, right? That sounds just like my dear cousin. If we encounter her while she is still amongst us, amongst the living, may I be the first to greet her, arms outstretched and asking if she missed me. So Galfrey pulled herself together and made a decision to push forward before the demons recovered from their last defeat, to go on the attack before they thought of doing the same to us. You were declared dead, you see. We did things properly, though. Threw you a big funeral feast, everything. Everybody was bawling their eyes out. Even Beth shed a tear for you. The Queen took the Sword of the Valor, but she left a wardstone here, and a detachment of soldiers to guard it. She said anybody who wanted could stay, but they should know one thing: you weren't coming back. I wanted to go with Beth at first, even started packing my stuff. Then I realized I couldn't do it. I just kept thinking, you are my commander. We've been through so much together. So I told Beth all this, and she said to me, stay. I know what you're feeling. I know your love is with me, but if the commander comes back and finds no one here, he'll lose faith in us. I miss her like crazy, but I'm grateful. What the fuck? Happened last time as well. Okay. All right. Yeah. One minute. We go to this screen and wait. Yeah. So how's everyone doing today? And for some reason, my keyboard's not working. Fantastic. One second. Demon sabotage. Yeah. That's all it was. All right. You didn't do it this time. This time. You've done it only once. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's just one time for you to do it. It's not a normal stream for us unless something goes wrong, right? Okay. So we're gonna have to do that fight again. Yeah. The new 4D gaming experience. Yeah. That's what it was. Bam.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Beautiful. Kill them all. Put you to sleep. Okay. I used the Madman voice in Kingmaker.
Into the fray.
So for this one, I went with the... I can't remember the name that they used, but it's the one that's voiced by Co-Carnage.
The light.
Optimistic, I think.
You.
Put you to sleep. Where was I last night? I was sleeping for a change. I actually got to bed before midnight. It's a little strange. Went with Wise because you playing an old wizard. Makes sense.
You won't survive me.
Beautiful. And Scorching Ray. I didn't stop playing New World. What I was doing before I went to bed. What do we want to do? I just roll with your jokes? Well, what fun is that for me? Hmm?
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
Can't roll with the jokes. I can verify he played New World, but was not up to streaming. Yes. Night before last, I got like no sleep, so I was not feeling up to anything really. You're fat, I'm fat. We're good at rolling. I mean, true. All right. See, get back to where we were. Okay. I miss her like crazy, but I'm grateful as well. She's bound by her oath to the Queen, seeing as you're not commander anymore. but she gave me the freedom to do do what my heart told me. I'm not here on my own, you know. There's a whole gang of us, a ragtag crew for sure, but we're all united. We're all fighting for you, except less than a week after Galfrey left with the army, the demons had us in a pincer movement. Or in Gofta on the one side, the fat hog, and on the other side, that bitch, Navicus. There ain't many of us, and our blessed cleric from Canabras just took off recently, heading to who knows where. Said he had a dream about some gal and some fella called Medisaphin, and there was a waterfall. So the population of Dresden has been evacuated? Yeah. The queen got as many people out as she could, those who agreed to go, that is. Even the dungeons were emptied and the prisoners evacuated. I did hear that somebody might have escaped on the way to Nerosian. I didn't ask for details. It's not your problem anymore. How you doing, Whiskey? Of course, they couldn't move the bodies of those poor people whose souls were stolen by that jeweler. Sunhammer, or whatever his name is. They've been sheltered in the city. Arsenio has been looking after them, and Sealess pals from the Houndhearts have been guarding them all this time. The demons have attacked a few times and given the knights a thrashing. Only Elin was left standing, but none of the victims came to any harm. I, Desna, I hope their souls are found, so all this won't have been for nothing. Fucking no. I'm much better at it now that I actually got some sleep. Could have slept all day though. But the wife wasn't having it. Bring out your dead. Bonk. Where are the mongrels? Why didn't they help you? Deserted, they did. I didn't see that coming, I'll admit. They were good people, strong. There were no signs anything was wrong, but one night, they all just got up as one and left. The guards at the gate tried to stop them. Fat lot of good that did. The mongrels slit the guards' throats and vanished into the wound. Nobody knows what happened to them, but there have been rumors. Zasava Melik made good on his threat. He got to them. I don't know who this Sava Melik might be, but if you can prove the mongrels are innocent, you won't hear me complaining. He enticed them out of the city and lured them somewhere, but where? Alright, we covered recent history, but what's happening now? It's all hands on deck here. The One-Eyed Devil's squad is holding on in the tavern, and Hilor's is in the dungeons. And the storyteller, he had some vision about you and the queen. He took off running, saying he needed to touch her things to find out where she is. If she's in dire straits, we need to go and help her once we deal with things here. And Captain Silkind, remember him? He was given the boot by his superiors. He wasn't getting along with them, so they tossed him out on his ear. And get this, the guy just walks right out through the city gates, pack on his back, heading west like he's going for a stroll. The dumb fool. What happened? He didn't see eye to eye with his superiors. The higher-ups didn't like the way Selkind was assigning more and more soldiers to surveying the territory, leaving less and less for military actions. The captain had a dream about discovering a surviving Circorian village, like Wintersun, and he got carried away. A couple of knights from Nerosian showed up with orders to strip him of his rank. Selkind started yelling about how once again the nobility was neglecting the interest of the common folk. Said he was trying to carry out a rescue mission, because that's what he called it, while the top brass were only interested in glory from winning battles and the gold Galfrey would put in their pockets. He was about to be thrown out on his ass, but Selkind beat him to it. He just disappeared. He left Dresden and went who knows where. A new captain was sent to replace him, but the queen took him and his soldiers with her when she left. Where do you think he went? I can't tell you where, but I can definitely tell you the who. He's gone off searching for his beloved Sarkorians. It's a damn shame we lost him too. We could do with another decent officer around here. bloody amateur archaeologist. Nothing brings out dyslexia in a streamer like no voice lines in a game. You are not wrong. And stutters. Don't forget stutters. He let his ego get in the way. He didn't deserve to be treated like that. Selkind's a good man. You got that right. Hope he's still alive. Come across him, tell him to come back, will you? Maybe Selkind's career isn't over. Or chat, for that matter. Also true. Especially when I'm under-caffeinated. Where did the queen go? Has there been any has there been any word of her? She didn't say anything to those who were staying behind. In the case of the demons. In the case the demons got their claws on us, you know. Yo. Zyax. What's up, Saints? Get a shout out real quick. Hey.
Did I pick one up? At least I did pick one up. Woo! Okay, let's go.
We got the official devs in here. What's going on? Keep up the good work. I'm
All right,
trying.
Saint, do you
I'm
have a good
trying.
one? Thanks for hanging, man.
I hate this boss in Remnant. Hate this boss. The game's going well. We're starting Act 5 today. How did Neo go? The devs are from you're the folks behind Pathfinder. Okay. So Owlcat is the developers. I'm gonna butcher this, but Paizo? You're the ones behind the Pathfinder rule set that the game is based on. Paizo. Thank you. I'm horrible at pronouncing names, so please forgive me. You think you're hooked? Neo is one of those games that has been long recommended to me, and your recommendation definitely solidifies that I need to play it. Just a matter of finding time, because one, there's so many games to play, not enough time. And then you have games like Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous that are amazing, and they take a lot of time to go through. Like my Kingmaker playthrough, it was 221 221 hours for one playthrough. That's a lot of time. Not complaining. Love that. Especially when he rolls everything below level 5. You are not wrong. RNG is not my friend. Just one of those things. When you pick it up, you'll be happy you're late to the party. True. A lot of bug fixes. Where did we leave off here? Yeah, it's absolutely a great value. I mean, you definitely get your money's worth with Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous. If you're a fan of CRPGs, you can't go wrong. It can be a little intimidating if you're new to the genre, though. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people, they get overwhelmed with all the choices because people are not used to having this much choice in games. They could force the information out of us. I don't know what the storyteller saw was a dream or a vision. but he just dashed off towards the Citadel. Said he was going to hold some of Galfrey's things and find out where she was headed because the commander would be back soon and would be asking about it. That's the last I heard from him, and he's been gone half a day. I've heard better news. What are we going to do? Now that you're here, there's only one thing left for it. We gotta win. But to do that, we need to hit him with everything we got. One and done. Here's what we'll do. You head for the Citadel and send everyone who's manning the outpost in the city back to me. I'll get a squad together. We'll meet up again at the Citadel and sock it to them. One final punch. And one more thing. Remember the Bell of Mercy? The relic you returned? You'll be walking right past it. Make sure to give it a good whack to make all the demons' eyes pop out. It'll at least give us a fighting chance. I heard it's good at frying scum of all kinds. But what if it fries me? I'm not exactly a choir boy here. It's time to do my duty as a commander. Yes, sir. And don't worry about your pals from the Fane. I'll get them here in one piece. Okay. Quick save there. Gotta loot all the things. Because, you know, I'm a bit of a loot whore. Some might say I have a hoarding problem, but it's neither here nor there. Yes, short rest. Let's see. Let's stick with Rift of Ruin. We know for a fact how useful that is. That's what knocked us out of the Aslanti challenge. Rainbow quartz we're out of. Damn. Unlucky. Okay.
You say you love to have fun, but your eyes don't look happy at all. Why are you lying?
Oh, Seer, you have glimpsed my secret sorrow. I admit it. I have the ability to feel more than one emotion at any given moment.
I think as the game goes on and further, Darren gets more and more sassy towards everyone. Okay, need to reapply buffs.
Right.
I need a communal death word. That's what I need. Okay.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
Inimosi travisi. Inimosi travisi. Inimosi travisi. Listen, O Daniel.
All right, I think we're good for now. Wait, no. Seala's
No
buffs.
reason to pause.
Inimosi travisi. Inimosi travisi.
Now quick save. Wow. Is Galfrey really that inept of a leader? Of a commander?
Beautiful.
I handed this city to her on a platter and she just threw it all away.
I found
Something. A single gold coin. Look, it's the commander. Now we're sure to hold Dresden. What's over here? It's the barracks, right?
Let's see what we can do.
Hey, this is where we came. Yeah, that's to the midnight Fane. We don't need to go back that way. Okay. Nothing over there. All right. Oh, that's the bell.
Can't hide from me.
Come on, no sound. No sound of the no big gong. Come on. Bug report. Sound. Hello. There we go. Well, hello there. Let's see. Hit him with a prayer.
I got this. Endure this.
Get him, Land. Machine gun Land to the rescue.
no glory without risk.
Let's see. We did do true seeing. Good. Always forget that one. Let's see. Looks like yeah, that's the mirror image spell. I think that's mirror image, right? Yeah, mirror image. Just the way it overlaps, looks like there's so many of them. Messing with your eyes, though, there's a lot of things that use mirror image. That holy aura. Damn. Now we wait. We do it again. And
it's your time to cease to exist.
Damn you!
beautiful. Favorite Final Fantasy character? Vivi is a good choice. Final Fantasy IX is one of my favorites. Damn. Auron from Final Fantasy X. Just a very interesting and cool character. My favorite Final Fantasy of all time is Final Fantasy VI, which in my opinion has one of the better villains, Kefka. Terra would have been a second choice for a favorite character. Vincent Valentine, nice. I played Vincent's game a long time ago, but I have the memory of a goldfish. So my memory is utter trash. So I have a hard time remembering my name some days. Exaggeration, yes. But you get the point.
Here comes
Really? We already killed you. How are you back alive? What? What? Starting to miss the days before online chat. I knew there was dumb people, but I didn't realize it was this widespread. Yes. Yes, it is. What happened? Kill him.
The light take you.
Scared to ask, but what happened? Oh, you're not so good now, are you, Staunton? Ah, it's zombie Staunton. The dead dwarf, still shackled in decaying armor, is writhing on the ground. I've lost again, but that won't save you. I rose to claim my revenge once, and I'll rise again. So why didn't you let me kill her? That monster. She's to blame for all the suffering I've endured. Death hasn't changed you one bit. You're still blaming someone else for all your troubles. Monago, Queen Galfrey, Iomade, fate, the weather, the position of celestial bodies. Literally anyone or anything but yourself. The life of a mortal is full of so many tragedies. Something horrible can happen to any of us at any moment, and there's no way to prevent it. You're telling this poor soul that he's to blame for all his troubles because that's how you convince yourself that nothing like this could happen ever. Nothing like this could happen to you because you're smart and do everything right. You lie to yourself because it helps you not be scared. Oh no, don't start trying to shift the blame. You think you've had it rough? Me? I lived my entire life with this face. And do you see me looking for someone to blame? But you chose to betray your allies and run off with your demon lover. And then you were shocked to find yourself up to your neck in blood. Things like that never happen by pure chance. It takes a special effort to ruin your life that completely. It's every day. Nothing in particular, just people defending Cyberpunk's devs. Honestly, I empathize with the devs. I'm just not a fan of the higher ups that force them to rush things. The game shouldn't have been released as early as it was. Staunton, never thought I'd see you again. I could not stay in my grave. So I rose to reap a harvest of blood, and I did. I've killed many crusaders and demons, and I will kill again. You think you can destroy me? I am vengeance. I am retribution. You are just one more notch on my axe handle. Who did you want to exact your revenge on? On her, the temptress and deceptress, who is the reason for all my suffering. Onago is her name, and I have vowed to shed her blood. And on you, my murderer, and on the crusaders who treated me like an animal, on everyone, on the whole world for turning my life into endless agony. How did you come back to life without a necromancer's help? My hatred raised me from the grave. I was treated unjustly, and I intend to repay everyone who had a hand in it. I was an honorable knight, but you, all of you, dragged my name through the mud. You will pay. You will pay dearly for what you've done. It's time to decide your fate. I'll crucify you on Dresden's main gate so everyone can bear witness to your pitiful fate. Fill the suffering soul of the tormented crusader with light. I give you peace. Go and stand before Pharasma, and may she judge you fairly. Blinding light burst out of Staunton's eyes, his mouth, and the gaps in his armor. The dead dwarf's terrified howl turns into a deafening roar, the sound of a wildfire. It keeps rising and rising until you feel like your ears might start bleeding. Then all of a sudden, everything stops. A plume of smoke rises from the breathless body, and the armor on the ground is covered with black, greasy soot. The charred remains bears no resemblance at all to the brave and unfortunate crusader named Staunton Vane, whose soul, relieved of the burden of sins and errors, is now rushing towards the boneyard to be judged. All right. That will be the last we hear of him. Okay. The Carapace. Another soul shear. Didn't we like modify that and give it to Social? Robe of Fire. The Witcher made enough money, shouldn't have stockholders running the company. I completely agree. I'm completely against stockholders ever having any say over how our company is run. If you don't like how it's run, sell your stock. That goes for any company.
Here we go.
That was Kingmaker. That you had the time limits.
Got this one.
Where if you didn't do certain things by a certain time, you failed. Luckily, I wasn't a fan of that mechanic. I never failed because of it, but I didn't like the feeling of being rushed to do something because I like to explore everything. Luckily, we don't have that mechanic in Wrath of the Righteous. What the hell? Again. Stuff. That's the second time that's happened today. I am not having any luck today. Wasn't impressed with the launch and the console cover up. Yeah, that was my main complaint with Cyberpunk, is that they did not release last gen review copies so people could see how it was on the previous generation, where the bulk of the issues lied. Hmm. All right. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember if the review copies were PC only either. Deadly Mage, thank you for the follow. And welcome.
Beautiful.
Yep, there was a lot of things that could have been better with Cyberpunk. Not gonna dispute that, or even try to dispute that. Because Pac-Man kicks ass.
Let's see what we can do.
Dead or alive, we're going to win. I mean... Okay. Go to sleep. Well, he's dead.
Simply business.
Oof.
I got this. You crossed the
Good guy, Lan. Lan kicks ass. That's what he does.
Done with you.
Okay. What was that?
I found something.
I don't understand what just happened. Was he dominated and that's what that is?
This war must end.
Your voice. Your voice.
You'll end up finding some decent staffs, but they're not as common. They're definitely in the game though.
Here we go.
Yeah, I can't get into Doom though. Doesn't strike my fancy. Love the music, but it's too erratic gameplay for my taste. The one-eyed tiefling wipes the sweat off his forehead. Don't be scared, lads. We'll get through this. The walls are sturdy here, and reinforcements will come, you'll see. The old Doom movie with The Rock? Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty decent movie. Commander, the wait is over. I'm not dreaming. Can't wait. Can't believe it. Commander, so good to see you. We've had a grand old time at your funeral feast, and we'll have an even better time at your homecoming party. Later, of course, after we fight off this scum. It's a shame the half measure has suffered so much damage. All this, you call this damage? It's only a little messy. We'll fight off the demons first, and then we'll renovate this place so it's even better than it was before. I'm already planning to order a new counter. And I guess I'll renovate the ceiling as well, since I'm doing all the rest. Maybe I should change the floor, too. This place looks better now than it did in peaceful times. It's more useful, at least. That reminds me, I got you something. A book for you to write all your complaints down in. With a nice black cover and everything. You can scribble down all your criticisms of how useless this place is in there. At least, then, we won't have to listen to them. But I do have another idea. Could keep a barrel of birch rods under your counter just for you. That's more to your kind of entertainment, isn't it, Yacker? The reckoning is a sacred ritual, not some joke. Time to move. Okay.
I can handle it.
Well, that's a bug.
Can't make the demons wait.
Okay, so we can't get back there. Anything in here? Loot. Short rest.
Beautiful.
Okay. What is up with this? All right.
Let's see what we can do.
Try it with a controller? No, thank you. Hard pass.
Here we go.
I am utter garbage with a controller. Okay.
You won't survive.
Kill it.
now.
Come on, crit.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking. Damn you!
Hit him with nothing, because you're, yeah. Because you're staggered. Oh, no sleep.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Wow.
Victory is worth the pain.
Wow.
I must withdraw.
Okay, bud. Okay, bud.
Endure this.
you to get up and fight.
You're in my way.
You can't hit Sela.
The inheritor. Guide my
Damn,
blade.
son. There we go. Chaos reminds you of the PvP Unreal Tournament. Yeah, I mean, that's probably why I don't like it. Ooh, Wand of Greater Invisibility, really? Okay. Okay, bud. I'm just not into, like, the hectic gameplay. A lot of these types of games. Those types of games. Say that, and I played a lot of Outriders, which is very hectic because a lot of the times things don't work. But again, I got my money's worth with Outriders, so. How? Familiar red-headed healer brushes some ash from his sleeve and shakes his head as he inspects a pile of charred demon corpses. They were too stubborn to retreat. Their determination could have helped them in life, but instead, it's only led to their untimely deaths. I regret having to kill them. Who are you again? Celiax, a gold dragon. You heeded my advice and spared a young servant of Baphomet instead of killing him. We parted ways, but I promised that we would meet again, and here I am. I have to say, the spirit of the dragon is still strong within you. News of your heroic deeds have spread far and wide. We'll call you the Hope of Mendav and the hero of the Crusades. Many of them refuse to believe you are dead. They clearly hold you in great esteem. What are you doing here? I debated for a long time whether or not to interfere in Dresden's affairs. However, the words of the loyal warriors who remained behind to defend the fortress touched my heart. I was persuaded to get involved, and none too soon, it seems. Successful gold dragon unlock. What happened to the cultist I spared? I heard that he became a healer. Didn't know if he still worships Baphomet. Well, Baphomet's dead-ish. But even if he does, I'm certain that he will bring more good into the world than evil. You should be proud of yourself. You chose to spare him, thanks to your decision. The world now has another caretaker of the afflicted. How you doing, Luna? Come with me. You can help me to drive away the demons. You are not leading a large force against the demons, and that leads me to believe that you do not want to attract attention. And a gold dragon entering the fray is something that attracts a good deal of attention, trust me. Furthermore, I wish to see for myself what you have achieved over the years. I want to observe how the dragon spirit manifests within you. I mean, it really doesn't. Farewell, Commander. This will be a difficult fight, but if you look within yourself, you'll find that your spirit, the spirit of a dragon, cannot be defeated. If you feel the desire to follow Terendalev's example, come and meet me in Dresden after the battle. And if you do not, well, then this will be our last meeting. Yay for insomnia. That's why I wasn't streaming yesterday, because of insomnia. So, is this the earliest that you can become a gold dragon? Seems a little late in the game. Wow! Dude. So rude.
Make every strike count.
That's just uncalled for. Like, seriously. Yikes. Bull Dragon begins after retaking Dresden. Same with Swarm That Walks and Redacted. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I know what I want to do here with him. Yeah, remove fear. We need another buff. Oh, and legend. Oh, so it's a legend if you don't take any mythic path. Okay. It just seems really late in the game to make those available unless Act 5 is just massive. Uh-oh. Yeah, that did fuck all. I'm sorry, what? Why are you attacking me? Hal?
No glory without risk.
Collateral damage.
This'll leave a bruise.
Did you see that?
Didn't give him a snack, apparently. There you go, Hal. Get in there. No! Attack the Baylor, not me. Yeah, we're like mind controlled or something.
You crossed the wrong mongrel. Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
Yep. Minute and 47 seconds.
This'll leave a bruise.
Jesus.
The Inheritor, guide my blade. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Get my ass kicked.
Nope.
This'll leave a bruise.
course. Nope. The spell.
God, it hurts! I'm getting my ass kicked. God, it hurts!
Really? Can't dispel it.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
I'll just
God, it hurts!
Don't worry about me.
Esmo, Axe, yes.
I'm gonna try this again.
Okay. He's knocked unconscious. Yeah, and Hal's just going to keep fucking him up.
I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try this again.
Yep, we're going to have to do this fight again, I think. Let's try to spell again. Oh, we're good. Saved against the spell. Yeah. It's good enough for now. The Baylor. Just a +1 longsword. Is there another one over here? Nope. Let's create a hard save here. +1 longsword for you, but in the hands of the Baylor becomes a +5 evil Volpro sword. Yes. That seems fair. It's gonna be Monago over here.
All right.
But I can't go in my Narnia closet now. Storyteller. Long months have passed, Commander, but even while you were away on the other plane, I could hear your brave heart beating. That sound never stopped for a second. Doubt the council light that Galfrey fired you probably didn't. You're a lively one, Grandpa Elf. Always finding yourself in the most dangerous spots, but I'm still glad to see you, although you'd be safer tucked up by a fire somewhere. How have things been these last 6 months? The Queen showed us nothing but respect and fair treatment. After she decided to proceed with the crusade, many of us chose to stay with the unit, ordered to protect the Wardstone until your return. It was an easier decision for me than others. I had encountered you in the Abyss, and I knew you were alive, but not everyone believed me. Then yesterday I had a vision. I was leafing through the pages that you had collected for me, and then suddenly I saw the future. Not the future clamoring to be told by the page in my hand, but your future. The future of the person who first brought that page to me. In my vision, you returned from the Abyss, marked by new powers that wound around you like snakes. Your voice made the earth tremble. People and demons dropped to their knees, and Iomedae herself extended you a helping hand. But the only thing you were concerned with was the whereabouts of the banner that Galfrey had taken with her. I know what I saw is difficult to believe, but I'm in the habit of trusting my visions. So I hurried to the Citadel to lay my hands on some of Queen Galfrey's possessions and tried to discern where she went and where your banner is now. Do you know where the Queen went? It wasn't easy. I see the Queen's future and her past as if looking through shattered glass. Multiple visions come one after another, distorting the picture. The Queen is in mortal danger, at the crossroads of her fate, and her every step may prove fatal. But I did not give up, and fortune smiled upon me. I touched her goblet and learned where she was leading her army. Her Majesty decided to march for Iz. A bold move, one worthy of a queen who is not accustomed to hiding. My. That was indeed a bold move for my dear cousin. No doubt about it. As bold as stepping into a volcano. That place sounds familiar. Can you remind me of the details? Oh, Iz. The city that hangs over the abyss. It once was the citadel of legendary rulers, the capital of Sarkoris. But now demons are tearing it apart, making a mockery of its former glory. 2/3 of its magnificent streets and proud towers have collapsed into the world wound. But the city still holds on, just as Sarkoris holds on, defeated but refusing to die. To arms. It's time for the final battle of Dresden. Yes, your arrival has changed everything. attacked by two armies, we felt like a dilapidated palisade on the verge of being swept away by a giant wave. But with your return, you have become an indestructible wall that will withstand any blow. There's one more thing. In the shattered fragments that form her fate, I can sense your presence, and I'm convinced that the Queen could sense it too. No one can say what your next encounter will lead to, but there's one thing I know for certain. Queen Galfrey's fate and yours are tightly intertwined. Perhaps that's what made the Queen write this letter to you. After I touched her goblet, I saw her hiding it in a secret compartment in the wall, and I managed to find it. I do not know what it says, but I can sense the emotions that were tearing the Queen apart while she wrote it. I think I'll be able to tell you about the feelings she was experiencing in that moment. If you wish, you can come to me later when everything has settled down and bring this letter with you. We'll look through into the past of this item together. Hello. I mean, Galfrey didn't learn from Staunton, and you don't move the Sword of Valor from Dresden. Yeah, she took the one thing keeping Dresden safe, the Sword of Valor. Exactly. Here comes the commander, kids. So, Commander.
So, Commander, do you like what you see? You've arrived just in time to hear your friends screaming for help. They trusted you, and look what's happened to them. Do you actually think you can rescue them? Ha! Who do you think you are? You shouldn't have angered our master, mortal. He will take away everything you have, and your mind and your flesh included. You belong to him now.
Who sent this army here, you beast? Exactly, Luna, and I'm hoping we can do the same to her.
We all serve our master Baphomet, Lord of the Labyrinth. He promised us Dresden and your skin as a doormat.
I mean, Baphomet's already been killed once. I mean, you'd think he'd get the point.
You'll only get Dresden, Orangofta. Skin is mine and mine only. You'll look splendid in my chambers in the ineluctable prison. I'll do what that idiot Monago failed to accomplish. I'll destroy the Wardstone as you watch, little commander, and then I'll admire the despair frozen on your face forever.
I don't know what Galfrey's letter says. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Fighters of Dresden, don't give up.
Do you really believe they can hear you? All your pathetic attempts to win turn to ashes, don't you see? And this is the great hero everyone is so afraid of? Come on, show us what you've got. Earn the right to become my plaything, or die alone and forgotten in an unmarked cell. What are you waiting for, eh? Can't you hear them screaming? Why aren't you rushing to help them? Ah, right, you can't. You're just a mortal insect that bit off more than it could chew. You're nobody.
Oh, I am nobody. Just a scrawny mortal. I couldn't even dream of competing with a tower of might and authority such as yourself. But you know, you better flee. The King of Dresden is on his way here. He's not someone you want to mess with. Power rushes through your body, almost ripping it apart. The wound in your chest bursts open in a spray of bloody droplets. The might bestowed upon you by the abyss in Arilu Vorlesh erupts into this world, and you pay for it in purest agony.
What is this rubbish you're mumbling about? What king? You mean your waste of a queen? She won't help. Forget about her. She's gone and she won't be coming back. Her corpse is already... Hey, what's that noise?
Onward! Onward! My army, my knights, my valorous hawks, my proud stags, my saber-toothed smilodons. Thrash this scum. Kick them out of my capital. Hail to the king. Bottoms up, demons. The king's entourage spills down the street after him. They walk, staggering and breathing wine vapors, each dressed in their own fashion, bawling songs at the top of their lungs. A hilarious sight, but not to the demons being effortlessly stomped into the cobblestones by the courtiers.
This is your entire army? A bunch of drunkards? It's the funniest thing I've seen. Look at them swaying. Listen to them singing. Oh, I can't take it. My sides.
The demon laughs, hiccuping and snorting, this huge, fat body shaking violently with irrepressible laughter. Death by laughter. Oh my god, that's great. Iomade? Excuse me? An incredible silence suddenly descends over the city. It is broken by the solemn sound of fanfares that seems to come from far away, everywhere and nowhere all at once. All eyes are turned to the huge stained glass window of the city's main cathedral. It begins to glow with a soft light, and in the next breath, a lone figure steps out of the glass into the cobblestones of Dresden.
Knight Commander.
It is
At last
Iomade.
we meet.
Interesting. There's no mistaking her. Iomade, the goddess who has deigned to descend to the world of mortals. Your companions shield their faces, unable to withstand her radiance. The surviving demons quiver. The townsfolk fall to their knees. The deity's eyes are on you and you alone. Drast, at last we meet. Make an obscene gesture. Gods don't often descend to our world.
They rarely have good reason to. I suppose you're asking yourself why I am here.
I am.
Gods must not interfere directly in the affairs of mortals. But what is happening here, in the World Wound, is no longer the concern of mortals alone.
Should have made the gesture. Probably.
And this is proof. This fortress has witnessed so many horrors and miracles. It makes me wonder how it still stands.
Because of me.
The power that lives in you is alluring, unhinged, and can break the laws of reality itself. It is dangerous.
Yes, it is.
You have secured another victory. But in exchange, you have let your followers fall into the grip of insanity. Is this truly your path? Do you really hope to prevail over chaos with more chaos?
I mean, what you've been doing hasn't been working, so yes.
But I did not come here to reproach you, or to bewail the fate of the unfortunate defenders of Dresden.
Madness is fun, though. It is.
I wish to stop the forces of evil and defend Golarion, both from Daskari's violent rage and from Nocticula's insidiousness. But that is not my only goal. I have come here to restore justice, for justice is the birthright of all. That's why I hail you as a hero who has triumphed over the demons many times. At the same time, I grieve for you, as for a soul that is caught in a web of demonic deceit and villainy.
Such a heartwarming concern for me. Now let's be honest, what is your real reason for coming here?
My reasons are as I have told you. I am no demon. I do not lie and cheat. Of that sin I am most certainly innocent. In that moment, when my poor herald was being torn apart by monsters, he found the strength to send me a message about what he had learned in the Abyss. You were in Alushanira, where you spoke with the Lady in Shadow and the Architect of the World Wound. They confessed what they had done to you, but they did not reveal the whole truth. Both you and this unfortunate world will have to pay dearly for the power that they so generously bestowed upon you. But all is not yet lost. That is why I have come.
Oh my, okay. No, but you do have a slight penchant for a holier-than-thou attitude, Miss Ahomide. Yes, she does. The walls of Dresden shake again. With a ringing laugh, a black shadow appears before the shining goddess, Naticula in the flesh. Standing beside her is a Rilu Vorlesh, who stares at the goddess with ice-cold rage in her eyes.
Who here has been taking my name in vain?
Literal devils and angels on our shoulders
It's
here.
you, the Inheritor. What's this? Our worst fears have come to pass. The gods are flocking to Galarian. This merry little tinderbox could ignite at any moment, reducing the material plane to
Gods
dust.
and demons. Fair.
I did not come here to fight.
Then go back home, because we need people who will fight.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you were good for anything else. Forgive me, that was unfair of me. Judging by your successes over the last 100 years, fighting is not your forte. After all, the wound is still there, as far as I know. So why are you here? If you have come to meddle in my affairs, don't expect me simply to stand aside.
This party's really getting started now. Who will be next to arrive? Caden, Kalian, perhaps?
The two of us will be more than enough. Listen to what I have to tell you. If she wishes to be present for this conversation, so much the better. Do you hear me, Nocticula? You and your servant are under no obligation to leave. I have come here to shed the light of truth. Let us see if you both can withstand its merciless radiance. I cannot change the flow of mortal history by force. After all, the world wound is their doing, although committed at the behest of the Abyss. But sometimes force is unnecessary, and truthful words are all it takes.
I think it takes more than that.
The goddess who was mortal not so long ago is eager to judge us for our sins now. My sin, to be precise. What lies behind your eagerness, proud Iomade? Righteous wrath? Or perhaps fear? Watch out. A simple mortal woman has learned how to grant powers to others. Powers which are beyond the wildest dreams of many Imperial lords. This must be stopped, forbidden, taken away immediately. After all, what need will we have for all these arrogant gods once we become their equals?
Fair argument.
Silence. It's impolite to interrupt your elders.
Wow.
But you know, Inheritor, she does have a point.
A little bit of a
What are you
grudge.
going to do now? Break my weapon? which has made so many victories possible, and only because he received that weapon from my profane hands, and the entire affair must therefore be profane also? What real reasons do you have? Save those born of your envy, your capriciousness, and your suspicions?
My reasons are quite real, as you well know. That is why you appeared here in such haste, is it not? You have woven a delicate lace of half-truths nocticula. From you and your servant, the Knight Commander has learned that he is bound to the World Wound, that he is slowly dying because of its influence, and that he is yet capable of closing it. But you withheld a crucial piece of information. You never told him that closing the wound won't save him from death.
I never presumed I was getting out of this alive.
Will destroy the key to which it is bound. The one who closes the world wound will die along with it.
That is true. I tried to tell you back in Illusionera, but I was not allowed to. It is an unavoidable consequence of this process. To stitch two planes together as I have stitched Galarian and the Abyss, the soul of a mortal must be woven with the essence of the Abyss. To undo this seam, the original soul, the key, must be ripped apart. No one could survive such a process.
In other words, I'll die if I don't close the wound, and I'll die if I do close it.
It is true. Now do you see the perils of accepting a demonic gift? No matter how much power the Abyss gives you, that power will always be tainted by
So either way, I
lies
die,
and
so might as well have
misfortune.
some fun in the meantime.
This is the justice I promised you. The right to know the whole truth, and not to be a plaything in the hands of abyssal spawn.
Reticula, were you trying to hide this from me?
Trying, you say? I successfully hid the truth from you for as long as I deemed necessary. Are you expecting me to explain myself?
Yes.
My goal is to close the world wound, not to grant you a happily ever after.
And if I reject the power?
You will live.
You will lose everything that makes life worth living.
You will spoil a brilliant endeavor and destroy the lives of thousands of mortals who will be devoured by the legions of demons coming from the Abyss. Aside from that, you won't do anything extraordinary at all.
What if I'm willing to sacrifice my life if it means closing the world wound?
Oh, how noble! For a brief moment, I even felt some regret that we demons are incapable of such lovely things. You see now, Inheritor?
Yeah, that does seem a little weird.
My little protege has more nobility in him than you expected. Shame on you.
This nobility is exactly why I came here. To help the Knight Commander learn the truth, and to show him that he has been used. Besides, I do not believe that you have been acting for selfless reasons, Lady in Shadow. Honesty and nobility have never counted among your virtues. You own the main source of Nahindrian crystals, and your servant Arilu has learned how to break the laws of the universe with their help. Can it be that the ruler of darkness and mistress of assassins has not conceived a way to use this formidable gift for her own benefit?
Accusations, suspicions, all completely hollow, just like your bright-eyed pretty little head. It's a pity
Damn.
you inherited Eridan's sword, but not his sharp mind. I have but one goal now. To stop the armies of that lecherous billygoat and that gluttonous bug from strutting around my domain as if it were their own. I don't give a fig whether it will help mortals or hurt them. If the enemy of your enemy makes you a mutually beneficial proposition, you would have to be a complete idiot to say no.
Fair point. Goddess, can you help me cleanse my soul of the influence of the Abyss?
Arilu has planted a piece of the Abyss itself in your soul. The only thing that can cleanse the soul of such a taint is that same soul. But I will be near. I will show you how to root out the demonic corruption. I am not a demon, and I do not offer any simple solutions. You will have to go your own way, no matter where it leads.
But now I'm finally starting to understand the rules of this game.
Yes. The power that Nahindrian crystals grant you will bring about nothing but your own demise. The branches of the Tree of Sin are vast and verdant, but its only fruit is death. You will not be able to save yourself unless you reject everything that has been foisted upon you. Now you know everything.
No, we're not quite finished with the revelations yet.
Okay.
Few secrets remain to be revealed, but they will be worth the wait.
Reminds you of a certain queen? Yeah. I mean, we're spilling everything here, really. Just spit it out.
Does this look familiar? Do you remember the similar wound above your own heart? I have given you enough hints. Come on, ask me the question I have been waiting for.
I received my wound because of you, Aurilu, and planted the essence of the abyss in my soul when you expanded the world wound. My question is, why do you have a similar wound? Could it be because you used your own soul as a key when you first opened the world? Yes.
That's right. And
Figured
this
that out
means
earlier.
that the world wound actually has 2 keys.
Good question. Just imagine. I have wasted so much time chasing the key to the world wound, and the key was right under my nose this whole time. Aurilu, my love, come over here.
And she runs. Aurilu does not look like someone who has been cornered. Without a trace of fear, she gives you a faint nod, then makes a barely discernible gesture with her hand and disappears as if she were never even here.
Wait, I said wait! That little bitch. I knew she would betray me sooner or later.
Bye-bye.
But I never expected such an idiotic stunt. But everything seems to be falling into place quite nicely. You see, you don't have to die after all. Aurilu opened the world wound, and Aurilu will be the one who closes it, whether she likes it or not. Although, someone will need to catch her first, and this will require certain powers.
Okay, so now we have to hunt Aurilu, convince her somehow to sacrifice herself.
Yes. Aurilu Vorlesh will pay for her crimes with her life. Her flight confirms that our suppositions were correct. But now we know that the world wound can be sealed with her blood. You have no reasons to remain indebted to the Abyss and indulge the Queen of the Succubi. Reject her gift, and secure your victory while being the person you were before Aurilu Vorlesh corrupted you. Win as a mortal, and become a legend among mortals.
She's talking rubbish. True, we gave you the power, but it was you who chose how to wield it. It belongs to you, and it will remain yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. First, you must use it to close the world wound. You aren't going to catch this world's most powerful witch, and a half-demon one at that, with your bare hands, are you?
Alright. I want to ask Iomade some questions.
Ask, and you shall have your answers.
You gained your own power from the Starstone. How is my power any different?
My ascension was not accomplished in one day, and even the test of the Starstone was only one of its stages. I did not merely gain power, I embraced a sacred duty. Your power, on the other hand, stems not from long hours of study, not from trials.
What have we been doing this whole time? This entire thing's been a trial and we've been gaining power that way.
Throughout your life. It is the result of an evil soul's deranged experiment with the blood of dead abyssal lords.
You go Gold Dragon, Naticula, and Iomade both seem utterly flabbergasted. I have to try that one day. You imprisoned an entire host of angels inside wardstones. Why did you do that to them?
Every one of my angels volunteered for that mission. They all knew what kind of watch they were going to keep. They knew that it would be a hard and exhausting battle, but that the lives of mortals throughout Golarion would depend on it. Alas, angels' minds can be as fragile as the minds of mortals. In less than 100 years, many wavered and wished to break the oath they had sworn. I do not blame them. I blame myself for allowing them to take on a burden that was too heavy for them.
Did you send your herald to follow me to the abyss, or did he go of his own free will?
He acted on his own noble impulse, and I did not stop him. I also did not try to dispel his misconception about you being my chosen one. I do not lie, but both celestial beings and mortals can be mistaken.
She doesn't lie, sure. She merely withholds some of the truth. For the noblest of reasons, of course.
You know what happened to your herald?
My herald, my loyal companion, was captured, and now demons are using him to attack Drazin. They're holding him in the Ivory Labyrinth, Baphomet's realm of the Abyss. It is a place I cannot go, not even to save
But you're a
my
goddess.
faithful friend.
How can you not go
For
somewhere?
doing so would start an interplanar war.
We're already at war, you dumbass.
Right now, as we speak, Baphomet's servants
It's just
are torturing
my
the
world is
hand
the
of
battlefield.
inheritor. Tormented and anguished, he reaches for you with his thoughts and his soul. I cannot tell if he sees you as a great unfulfilled hope or a last chance, but Baphomet knows well how to exploit such desperate yearning. He has turned my herald into a source of power to open temporary portals.
Okay.
They do not last long, but they lead from the dungeon where the hand of the inheritor suffers, right to your doorstep. Baphomet does not need to lead his armies through the rifts. Now he can send them right here. As long as my poor herald remains in the hands of that monster, this will not stop. I cannot say if it is still possible to save him, or if putting him out of his misery is the only way. I cannot openly ask you to intervene. But if you decide to do so, you will be helping both yourself and the one who chose the martyr's path when he followed you into the abyss.
Ever since I acquired these powers, everyone has believed me to be Iomede's chosen. Why didn't you do anything to dispel this misunderstanding?
At first, I did not know who you were, or where your powers originated.
But you must know if they came from you or
This was
not.
revealed to me only when my herald offered up his dying prayer from the depths of the abyss. And following his desperate plea, I sought to confirm my suspicions.
I'm not a fan of Iomede
Until
so
that
far.
point, I had observed you without intervening. After all, your crusade was securing victories. The first Golarion had seen in many years. So even if it was not I who had sent you into battle, it felt unfair to undermine you.
In other words, our Imperial guest had no problem with your power, as long as she didn't know where it came from. She didn't even share her suspicions with her own herald.
True.
And after all that, someone dares to claim that demons are the most deceitful creatures?
I mean, I'd argue that you both are.
You should not blame someone else if you base your accusations on vague suspicions rather than solid proof. You call my behavior deceitful. You, of all creatures, who kept the commander ignorant of the fate you had chosen for him? Indeed, the insolence of demons knows no bounds.
Iomede reminds me too much of Galfrey. In other words, too proud to admit she's in above her head. Demon Lord stands before you. Why don't you destroy her right here and now?
I could. But then every other
Could you,
demon
though?
lord would decide that he or she was next and stand against me. In response to that, the Imperial Lords would take up arms. Then Hell, Heaven, and Elysium would join the conflict. A war would break out, one which mortals could not hope to survive.
Bring it on. You're already destroying Golarion in this war. So just have it out. All out warfare. Chaos. Why have you decided to descend to the world of mortals at this particular moment?
As I have already said, I am here to open your eyes to Nocticula's lies and to prevent more calamities in the future. You are at a crossroads now. I will not force you to do anything, but you needed to learn the truth and have the chance to cleanse yourself.
Why did Aurelio do everything possible to lead us to the idea that she was the key too?
The impulses that drive a soul as black as hers are beyond my comprehension. Perhaps she was startled by my arrival and decided not to bother keeping a secret that was bound to be revealed. Or perhaps she is up to some cunning scheme. Be on your guard. The architect of the World Wound will surely try to bring you down. For if she truly is a key, then it must mean that she will die sooner or later due to the influence of her own horrible creation. And that means that sacrificing you is her only chance of survival. Aurelio has planted a piece of the abyss itself in your soul. The only thing that can cleanse the soul of such a taint is that same soul.
Taint.
But I will be near. I will show you how to root out the demonic corruption. I am not a demon, and I do not offer any simple solutions. You will have to go your own way, no matter where it leads. It is time to make your decision then.
No, it isn't. Reticula, I have some questions for you.
If you have questions, ask away.
Why did you try to hide the fact that closing the World Wound would kill me?
Because if I'd told you the truth, you would have refused to do it.
Would I?
But you're not angry with me, are you? After all, everything has worked out perfectly fine. We found another key. So now you can live and enjoy your life. Provided that you catch Aurelio, of course.
Now that we've decided to use Aurelio to close the World Wound, do you still want me to keep the powers I acquired from her?
Of course I do. Firstly, you'll need those powers to catch Aurelio and bring her to Threshold. Surely you don't think she'll willingly fall into your hands, and the demonic hordes will politely make way for you. And secondly, the powers Aurelio gave you protect you from dying before your time. None of us want the wound to kill you prematurely. You are extremely useful to me alive. After all, if you let Aurelio slip through your fingers, we can always go back to the original plan for closing the wound.
Aurelio deliberately led us to the idea that she was the key too. Why?
Apparently, she understood that her secret was about to be revealed anyway.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
So
she decided to leave in style. What human female over 100 years old wouldn't feel flattered at being the center of attention? Although she could have other reasons. She obviously wanted us to understand everything and immediately rush off in pursuit of her. She's probably been preparing for a war of all against all for a long time. And now she wants to wage it on her own terms. Expect treachery and traps wherever you go.
Where could Aurelio have fled to?
No, let's think.
Love the voice actor for Reticula.
She's hidden in the abyss before. She won't dare to return there now. Not only to my realm, but to any other either. Even if Baphomet and Discari both take it upon themselves to guard Aurelio personally, that won't stop me from sneaking in, slitting her throat, and leaving undetected. And she knows that. If I were her, I would hide in a place where the powers of her enemies were uncertain, and her own power was close to unlimited. I say you should look for her here, in the World Wound.
Aren't you afraid to stand in the presence of the goddess?
Tut tut, how rude! I wouldn't say the girl is that hideous. I admit her face is far from perfect. Her body too, to be honest. But all in all, not bad. I've seen worse.
Your theatrics are too transparent to offend me, demon. At least, they can hardly offend me more than the very fact of your existence.
Do you really plan to use me to become a goddess yourself?
That is is nothing but the wild speculation of a little girl who gained celestial power through no merit of her own and now fears that others may do the same, forcing her to share her place in the spotlight. Do I want to become a goddess? Of course I do. Who wouldn't? Can you help me with that? Sadly, no. Of course, Aurilu used to blather on about how her brilliant invention could bake gods like pies. But between you and me, the cleverer the inventor, the larger their ego becomes. So far, she hasn't managed to create anything stronger than you. And no offense, but you're no match for any deity.
Don't want to become a deity. Way too much work and restraints.
Very well. It's time for you to make your decision then.
I want to ask my companions for advice. What do you think about all this?
I hate it when they corner you and demand answers out of you. But fine, I'll tell you what I think. With you, I've always had my freedom, Chief, so I'll speak freely. Be who you are and don't count on gifts from nobody. You gave me the same advice back in Alashanira, remember? And I've never regretted following it. Maybe you won't have the powers you had before, but do you really need somebody's permission to do what you want to do? That's what it's all about.
In another situation, I would have said this was all nonsense. But when we started working together, you were an extravagant and artistic person, but now your powers are influencing you more and more.
I was artistic?
You're losing your sanity. And I'm afraid it won't be long before you turn into a raving lunatic who goes around swearing that the moon is made of cheese.
Isn't it?
I am waiting for your answer. I hope you will choose wisely.
Quite right. Make your choice, and make it the right one.
We didn't make a choice. Ah. Okay, so we have 3 choices.